In today's advertising environment, video is king. But you knew that, right? And you were probably just put off, thinking they'd be expensive and difficult to produce. That's why, in today's guide, I'll be breaking down how to populate your Performance Max campaigns with high-performing videos, cheaply and efficiently, in 4 easy steps. This is the information those fancy pants creative agencies don't want you to know. Stick with me till the end because the last point is really a game changer. Firstly, I want to touch on the basics of getting your videos made as quickly and cheaply as possible, and the fact of the matter is that in order to do that, you're usually going to be doing it yourself. Besides, who else knows your store and products better than you? There are a number of free video editing platforms available that are relatively easy to get familiar with. The benefits of these include having a lot more flexibility with how your video comes across, and even the ability to use other assets you can make yourself on your phone. For example, your own voiceover videos of your products being used. A popular beginner-friendly option to get started is HitFilm Express, or DaVinci Resolve if you want to get a little more technical. I can't emphasize enough how much good video creative can help your campaign, so learning this software is a worthwhile investment. What's great about making these ads yourself is, while it might feel like a bit of a struggle at first, you'll have access to all the files needed to go back and make small tweaks to your videos depending on how they perform. Something that's crucial and that I'll be touching on shortly. Now, this is a point we touched on in a previous video talking about making static ads for your campaigns, but I can't stress enough how important it is. Make your product and brand the star of the show. Now, we can look at this from a slightly different angle when it comes to video because we've got a number of ways to show off your product, and it's important to capitalize on each one of these. First thing that's absolutely essential is to try and introduce either your brand or product within the first 3 or 4 seconds of your video. Think about where these ads are going to serve. It's likely they'll be appearing the most on YouTube, where you've only got a 5-second window to grab a user's attention before they skip and watch the content they actually want to see. So that first few seconds is where your hook should be. Let's say you're selling camping equipment. The first frame of your video should be showing the tent, or whatever product you're trying to sell at the time, being easily assembled or enjoyed while your business's logo is in plain view. That way, if your viewer's in the market for camping equipment, which they hopefully are, assuming PMax is doing its job of targeting the right people, they immediately know this ad is relevant for them and are more inclined to keep watching past that 5-second mark. The period of time following that is when you can start introducing offers or any secondary messaging. The crucial thing to remember is that anytime someone sees one of your video ads, this could very well be the first time they're being introduced to your brand. Show them why it's something relevant to them or worth paying attention to. Now that we've covered how important those first few seconds are, they're arguably what's going to decide if your viewer's going to convert or not. So what can we do to make this as strong as possible? One trap I've often seen advertisers fall into is, if they're seeing a video underperform, they go straight back to the drawing board and make another ad from scratch. In my opinion, when videos can be so expensive and time-consuming to produce, this is a last resort. Instead, focus on those first 5 seconds and how they can be improved while keeping the rest of the video the same. One way you can get started with this is by filming 3 or 4 different intros for your video before you upload it, and then add all of those at once to your campaign. One could be you introducing the product to the camera yourself, another could be someone using it in practice, and another could even just be your brand logo. Once these are live, it does 2 jobs for us. Firstly, we're giving Google 3 or 4 times as much content to work with off the back of very little extra effort from us. Secondly, we're immediately starting to get learnings of what's performing the best in terms of intros, so we can start to apply those to our future videos and then fine-tune the later content in the ad in order to improve performance. Now we've looked at some of the key principles behind video ads, it's time for us to dive into how to put this together both creatively and cheaply. Since video platforms like TikTok and YouTube Shorts have popped up in the last few years, the way our viewers expect to consume content has rapidly changed, and that's something we need to consider with our ads. Even the biggest brands with huge budgets are resorting to more raw, self-filmed video creative and are seeing really strong results. In many ways, this is great for small businesses. The ads are easy to make and feel more genuine than an incredibly polished video. At my agency BigFlare, we're seeing some great results with this, at times on Google even more than TikTok, so I would encourage you to give it a try. My favourite way to go about this is through user-generated content. UGC is normally gathered by sending out samples of products to a selection of customers, or even professionals, in exchange for a review. Some people may expect to get paid for this service, but it's something you can easily do yourself at home. Film yourself using and talking about the products you're selling while sticking to best practices, keeping it benefit-led, including a strong call to action. And you might be surprised with the results. You can edit this on your phone with iMovie or CapCut, so there's no excuse for not spending 15 minutes giving this a go. Who's to know you're behind the marketing of your products and not just an enthusiastic fan? After experimenting with this for a few weeks, it might be something you want to scale if you start seeing success with it. Luckily, there are even now services cropping up like Billo.app that automate a lot of this for you. With Billo, for $59, you can get custom UGC video ads done up in a variety of styles, such as product reviews, unboxing, or just straight up ad. Hopefully this has shown you that starting to add videos to your Performance Max campaigns really doesn't need to be that scary and is well worth the effort. Over the next few months, I'll be making some videos breaking down examples of both good and bad ads and explaining what makes the best ones work so well. If this is something that you'd find useful, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to be the first to know when these get uploaded. Oops. Oh, wrong thing. There we go. Previous video talking about making static ads. Okay. They are following, which they hopefully are following. Sorry, I messed it up.